Alrighty. Believe we are live. Hi guys.
Hey,
Welcome. Yes, welcome and welcome back to my channel, The Tarot Magician. Renee here. Today we have a very special guest. We are getting to know Passions and Healing Tarot. I'm so excited. Hi Scorpio Moon. Hi Scott. How are you?
I can't see anything.
Yeah. Oh, can you see the comment section or no?
No, I think maybe you have to click comments.
Yeah,
There
probably.
it goes. Okay.
Now you see it? Perfect. All right. Well, you might as well get started, right? Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little about who you are and your channel, things of that nature.
Well, Passions and Healing Tarot, a little bit of a long name,
No,
but I feel like I have a healing energy, but I really at this time don't know what to do with it here.
right.
But I just kind of came up with it. I know I'm very passionate as well, so that's kind of how I came up with the name part.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing tarot for that long, just about 2 years or a little over a year, close to 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. I started doing other stuff way before I did tarot and stuff like the other spiritual things. So
Right. Okay, hold on. I'm having a little bit of computer issues. Oh, I swear. I know we are in Neptune retrograde.
mm-hmm.
So I have these things popping up now. Okay, got rid of them. Perfect. Thank goodness. Oh, Lord. All right. So getting back to your healing journey. Oh, I love that. So when did you first realize that, you could be a healer? Did something happen or you just felt it inside of you?
I just felt it it wasn't unexplainable.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
a lot of things in the spiritual realm are.
I've experienced a lot so far and got many more things to experience.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you have any stories in regards to that, or are you still building up your practice?
A lot of stories with astral traveling, projection, ghost.
Oh, I'm gonna ask you about that.
Yeah. So do you want to just say, or are you gonna ask it?
Yeah, go ahead. If you have any stories, let us know. Anything in regards to that nature.
Oh, I'll start off with one simple one where I just I don't. Isn't it different with astral traveling and projection? I think projection is just something quick, but travel you're actually going through an experience.
Right, I believe so.
I think I had an astral projection where I was lying in my bed and I was kind of asleep or whatever, and my body, I just had an out of body experience. It shot up through my wall into the sky. It was nighttime, I could see the stars and everything, but then I came right back down. I was like, really?
I've had a similar experience like that too, where I literally felt like I was flying, but at the same time, I don't want to say hovering, but I don't know how to explain it.
Levitating,
right? But I've had a similar experience like that too, where I felt my spirit just kind of shoot up out of my body. And it felt like I was floating in the sky. And I got a little scared because I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? It wasn't my first experience or anything like that, but it was my first experience where it was that fast,
Yeah.
I guess the
Was
fear.
you shaking?
Yeah, I guess the fear made me come back down, But that's crazy. So tell me more about any ghost experiences.
The craziest experience I ever had was oh my gosh, I don't like to care to tell this story because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But where I had I don't want to say it, sex with a ghost. Well, I didn't have it, but I don't know. I just felt it. It's just maybe 3 years ago, I want to say, in my bed. A lot of experiences happened from my bed. What?
Yeah.
And
that's because
I was on my way to bed, but I wasn't asleep. I was just preparing, but I was very, very tired that day, very tired, and I just felt it.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, I was speechless. I was shocked. I was just looking around
what the heck does that mean?
Somebody here?
No.
All I could do was yell out, stop, and it stopped. That was so weird.
Yeah, there's a specific term for that experience, right? If I'm not mistaken, I just don't know. I'm not very.
Yeah.
There's a specific term for it, right? Or a name for it.
It is, but I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, it's very long, but yeah, I mean, I've had experiences too where some spirits do get kind of touchy feely, and I'm just leave me alone,
Right. I was just amazed how I said stop and it actually stopped.
Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about a little bit about tarot. How long have you been practicing with your tarot journey?
Okay, so I want to say, like, again, it hasn't been that long, so I want to say like it was like the beginning of the end of 2019, beginning of 2020,
Ooh,
where I
very
was
nice.
practicing.
So
Yeah.
getting into it, did you expect to be reading for other people or just for yourself? Like how did that go about?
I didn't expect reading for nobody, not even myself. Like, um, I think I just got fed up. Like, well, not fed up going to other people, but I was just curious. Like,
Yeah.
I was curious. I didn't think I was going to actually start doing it
Uh-huh.
until like I was working a regular 9 to 5, and you know, I got a message from the spirit or whatever. It was a harsh message, but I expected that because I'm a little hard headed sometimes, a little stubborn. So
Me
that's
too.
how they got to get me.
Yeah. So what is
So
your sun sign?
I got in a car accident,
Uh-huh.
and right away it was weird. I was like, that's the universe.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think of nothing else. I was just like, that's the universe. Like, they want me to do something,
Yeah.
and it was this.
Uh-huh. So did you heal miraculously from that car accident? And maybe that's how it also got started too with your healing journey?
Nah, I wasn't really like that. Was just for the tarot, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So going back to the tarot then, like, what is your process when you are reading? Like, do you have a specific process? Do you read intuitively or how do you go about that?
Sometimes I have a specific process, but then sometimes I'll be all over the place.
Me too. Me too. Like one day
Um,
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to like work with like this kind of like spread, and then the next day I'm just like, no, let's not do that anymore. Like,
yeah. I be using different cards. I'm like, I need to calm down.
yeah,
I'll be using different decks.
I know. So how many do you have in your collection at like this point?
Ooh, probably like 20.
20? Me too.
Yeah.
I have like around 30 something.
Yeah.
I
I was
love
gonna
that.
buy another one the other day. I was like, nope, nope, don't do it.
I tend to be like that too, where I see a deck and I'm just like, oh, I want that. But then I try to talk myself out of it before like
Mhm.
because I'm like, no, Renee, you don't need another one. And then I tell myself, but I actually use these like for work.
Right.
That's
I
like
use
my
every single one.
yeah,
It's
that's
only
like
about maybe 3 of them that I like keep down on the shelf, pull out every once in a while.
yeah. Yeah, I know. It's hard for me too to kind of like I try to use every single one that I have. So I think at this point, since I have like 30, my collection is still pretty like manageable. I pretty much
Mhm.
use every single one like a good amount of time, so I don't feel that bad.
Right. I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Exactly, right? Hi, Mizzweets. How are you? Hi, Judy. Also, guys, for anybody who is in the chat today, if you guys have any questions of what we are talking about or discussing, feel free to go ahead and ask. Just either tag me or put it in all caps. That way we can go ahead and answer throughout the chat too, just so anybody knows.
Yeah. Hey everyone new coming in.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so what kind of decks do you tend to gravitate towards, or do you have like a favorite at the moment?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, I love me a good little Oracle deck, easy beginner deck.
Yeah, me too. I
Or
love
just something that's very like visual tile, like because I'm a visual learner, so like with a lot of stuff. Matter of fact, can I show you one?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So this Queen Nella's Oracle deck,
Ooh,
I just like the very descriptive kind of stuff like
yeah,
this. I
me
could just
too.
get it visual.
Yeah, I'm a visual person too. I really like well, for the most part, I'm a visual learner too. So
Hmm.
for me, I love to be able to have like many different pictures, many different varieties. That way I can like lean onto something specific or like
Right.
story into it, you know?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you pretty much read intuitively?
Yes, for the most part, I definitely try to read intuitively. That's how I got started because
Hmm.
I told myself when I first got into tarot not to be so literal about it, you know, to just kind of like listen to my intuition. I also wanted to get more how do I say? I want to get more practice with my intuition too, learning how to listen to it, learning how to be okay with knowing that that's the correct thing to say. So that's how I kind of got started. And then through the journey is when I kind of was like, okay, well, let me look up the meaning of what this is just to see
Right.
if it's along the same lines. And sure enough, most of the time it was along the same lines, you know?
That was kind of the same for me. Like here, like I was like back and forth. Like I'll look up the meaning, then I'll like do my own little thing. And that was pretty much how I did it.
Yeah.
But I read intuitively too. And I would say my best gift would be like clairaudient, like as far as the clairs.
So you hear things a lot, right? That's clairaudient, right? Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's an actual voice or just like in my head, near my ear or wherever.
So then while you're doing readings, do you sometimes pick up on the things that you hear rather than what's actual on the cards? Because I know that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, so it does mostly be like hearing or like clear sentience, like feeling.
Right.
Like, or intuitive, if however you want to say it. It's just like mainly those two. Like, I rarely get visions. Like once in a while, like really like once in a while, I'll get like a vision, which is crazy because I'm like an actual visual person. So I would like to get more visions, but it's more so me hearing and like feeling.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way too. Like that's how I started off my journey too, with like more so the hearing aspect. I'm trying to work on getting more of the visual like things too, but it takes more practice. I feel like, at least for me, because like say I'm doing like mediumship or something, and I try to really get an image of the person, but it's so much easier to just hear them, you know. But I do my best. So we do have a couple of questions here. Yeah. Mizzweets says, I'd like to know what type of readings do you do for the most? Like career, past life, love, etc. That's a good question.
I would say like love and past life. Of course, I gotta, be well-rounded and do them all, as a tarot reader. So I really don't care for like the career readings, but I do them and all that. But I'm just like, I guess I'm a lover like person. I'm a love kind of person. And past lives are very interesting. So like those are like top 2 faves for me.
Right.
Or any kind of spicy question.
Those are
instead of I really didn't care for the general ones either. Like, can I get a general reading? I'm like,
like, all right, I guess let's do it.
Right.
I do love doing love relationship because I like to help people. Not saying that everybody tends to be like in a toxic situation, but if they are in a toxic situation, I love to help them like get out of it,
Right.
To see a different aspect. I also love giving like advice too for couples if they're going through anything, like, because I've been through it all, I've been through it all. I'm married.
Tell me about it.
Together. Yeah, right. We've been together for like almost 7 years at this point. So, I mean, I've been through it all, But yes, I do love past life as well. I get a lot of general questions too, or general messages, but every time they tell me, they're like, oh my gosh, you basically answered everything that I wanted to be answered within that general message. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Like,
yeah, I think it's just like, I think for me, it probably depends on like the kind of the person who's asking it. Cause it's like, if it's not much going on, or it might give me something more that already happened or in the past. And then you're looking at me like, okay, yeah, well, I know all that. And it's like, well, it's a general reading.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what you wanted. So Scott asked, how long have you been working with the tarot?
So yeah, we
right,
pretty much answered about a year, close to 2 years working with the tarot. Not long at all.
2 years. That is awesome. I love that.
But yes, thanks for asking.
Yes. Yeah, Scorpio says, because you are a healer. See, I feel like I'm a healer more so like emotionally rather than like physical, because I don't know. I may have that tendency later on. Who knows?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Have you seen any of those like videos or like any of those types of things where like people literally like lay their hands on people and they're like
the shaman work or something like that? Yeah.
Yes. So do you feel like you have that capability as well? Like
I was looking into that like a month ago, and I was like, I don't think that would be me. I mean, maybe, but right now, again, with the healing thing, like it was something like I just felt, but I'm still in the process of like, I'm not sure which direction or how I'm gonna go about it. Like that's pretty much where I'm at with the healing work.
Well, I always say the more you practice, the more it gets easier, the more it gets better.
Right.
Practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
So,
Look at
oh,
Pinky Lee. Hey, Pinky Lee says Reiki.
Pinky Lee. Oh, yes, Reiki. That's another term for it, right? That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I've never had a Reiki session. Have you?
No.
No, I think that's something that, like, I would definitely be open to it though. Like, if somebody were to tell me, "Hey, like, you want to get one done?" I'd be like, "Okay, sure." Like,
Right. Because I'm very curious, and I try anything. Like, I try my best to live fearlessly.
yeah. So, do you work with, since you're a healer? I know a lot of healers like to work with like crystals and things like that. Do you work with crystals or not so
The
much?
thing is, I don't really work with crystals that much.
No.
Like, like I feel like it's more so because again, I like my quote is like healing energies. Like I feel like I get off like a healing energy,
Right.
regardless of like working with like different things and all like what you just explained, like the shaman work, laying hands and stuff. Maybe that's something in the future, but again, like I'm just like in the process.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have crystals, but the thing is, I don't really work with them that much. Like,
I love crystals. I have so many.
yeah.
Oh, hi Talia, how are you? Hope everybody is doing well. So going back, do you have like what is your self-care routine? Do you have a certain self-care routine when you feel like you're really drained, or does reading tarot, like, do you have a certain limit that you have for yourself to where you're kind of like, okay, I'm getting tired at this point. I need to like rest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you have like a
Mhm.
routine that you like to
At
do?
first, I didn't. I was, oh my gosh, I was so drained. I'm like, oh my. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, hey, I got to do this, and that before I do readings.
Yes. Okay. So do you do
So, I
anything
mean,
like have incense, or what do you do?
I do have like a daily to-do list, which I talk about quite often,
Mm-hmm.
just to like do certain things to get my energy right and throughout the day.
Yeah.
That's my
Oh, I
little
love
like, so I had to
organ.
write it, cross it off. So like I'll say a few things on here is like meditation, sun
Mhm.
gazing, grounding work, saying daily affirmations here, breathing exercises, water and vitamins is like some of the things here that I do daily to try to,
Yeah, I love that.
stay
You're so
grounded.
organized. I
I
have a
try
journal.
sometimes. Sometimes I go a few days and the book don't be looking crossed off.
Yeah, I have a journal that I have. Like, well, I started off really good, right? I was writing every day in it, but then I noticed that a lot of the messages were starting to be a little bit of the same, because
Hmm.
it can be a lot of the same energy until you experience like a shift. So I told myself, I'm like, all right, once I get that shift in, I'll start writing in my journal. Apparently, I haven't gotten a shift since I started, so
Do you have a book of shadows?
yes, I'll get, but I only got
You
like a
do.
couple filled.
I've been procrastinating that forever.
Yeah, me too. Because I know on TikTok, I've seen a lot of Book of Shadows, and they look so like, especially when they're full, they look so
Hmm.
beautiful, and like it's a whole aesthetic kind of thing. And so let me show you real quick. Let me
Okay.
bring. I have it right here on my altar. Okay, so I did a really good job with like putting it together, right? But I only have a couple. So this is the cover of it. Just
Ooh.
shadows. I drew this and I kind of like painted and colored it myself. I added even like a
Ooh.
little charm to match, right? Because I was like, okay, if it's aesthetically pleasing for me, I will like use it more, right? No, not.
Right. That's true.
I only
And
have
you
a
won't
couple.
treat it any kind of way.
Yeah, I only have a couple of pages. Like I worked with the full moon in Leo, which was like I don't know 3 moons ago. So I'm getting horrible, but I need to get a lot better at it for
That's
sure.
cute. I like that.
You. So with your Book of Shadows, how long have you been working with
Oh
it? What
no,
do you
yeah, I don't have it. Again, I've been procrastinating long to make a book of shadows.
procrastinate? It's so
Like I only
hard.
got like a notebook where I write all like my spiritual information that I have learned and stuff like that. I have that, but I don't have like an actual book of shadows, like where I
Yeah.
can like really organize it and make it decorative and all that. Like
Uh-huh. So then we're talking about Book of Shadows. Do you do any type of like witchcraft or anything along those lines? Like, because I do. So
yeah, like here and there, not all the time. Like
Yeah.
Especially with money. I'm a money person.
Me too.
A little bit materialistic.
Aries, that's the Aries in me.
That's the Aries in you.
My Aries sun is like, you need more money.
I'm like a Sagittarius rising, so I think that's probably where that comes from. And I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart, so
Me too. Oh my gosh, I have 4 placements in Capricorn.
I think I got like 4 too. That's crazy.
Really? That's probably why we connected so easily.
Yeah, I found you and I was like, something about her. I was like, let me go subscribe. And
Uh-huh. I know. And then I saw
I
your
knew right off the back. I was like, I know like something is similar. I don't know what it is, but
there we go. Now we found it out.
right.
And then when I went to your channel, I was like, oh my gosh, your voice is so soothing. Like when you read,
Is it?
you have like a calming voice, like definitely different than me.
What? Your voice is coming.
Oh, thank you. Sometimes though, I feel like I'm a little too upbeat, or I'm a little too like, charismatic is the word, kind of.
But people like that, like especially if somebody's in a sad state, like that would be perfect for somebody to lift them up. Like,
Yes, for real. So I like that we have kind of like different like tones in the way that we read. But like I said, when I was in your live, I was like, oh, she's so calming. Like you put me in like a very calm state. And I like it. Okay, so Scott was like, what is a book of shadows compared to a tarot journal? It's just the different things of working with it, and people just like to have sometimes 100 journals, so they name them different things.
and I got like 500 notebooks.
I'm obsessed. I've gotten a lot better, but yeah, for me though, I think a book of shadows is if you do a lot of spell work, you write all the spells in the book of shadows, and then a tarot journal is something that you write like personal thoughts or what you have learned that day. If what you did came true, at least that's for me what because I do have a tarot journal as well. So that's for me, I think the difference. Is that the same for you?
For the book of shadows, this for me it's pretty much anything like spiritually, like what you experience and like what you like want to work with and stuff like that for future reference.
Right.
And of course the spell work and stuff like that. As far as like tarot journal, I don't have either, but I mean, I just got a notebook with the meanings and like different readings that like surprised me, shocked me, and like different ways to kind of like do like tarot readings, because it's pretty much different ways, like especially if you want to do like organized readings to where you only do like a 4-card spread or selected spread or something like that. So that's that.
I agree for sure. Hi, Regina. How are you? I hope everybody is doing well. So let's get back more into talking about the tarot. So do you have any cards in particular you identify with, or you feel more like, I think that's me, because I definitely have a couple.
Matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull it out.
Show us. Hi, Ms. Breezer Twist. How are you? Y'all know I had to bring my Dr. Pepper out today.
I love the Starseed Oracle. Pretty sure majority of the people have the Starseed Oracle here.
I don't have Starseed, but it's on my wish list. I have Work Your Light, which is pretty similar, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. But especially being like a light worker, a Starseed and stuff like that, of course, it's going to speak to me.
Yes.
So that's what I love, because it's always connecting, especially about your current state here. And you're like, it's, it just told me everything. Like now I can calm down and stop having anxiety.
Right.
As far as like, again, I'm a visual person, so I have some animal. It's not really a tarot deck, but I have like animal cards here, so they can speak to me here, like spirit animals, things of that nature here. That's what I kind of like use it for. I do have like location cards and stuff like that. Like I just be getting different kind of things here. And also this one here, it's more like talks about spirituality and like, oh, okay, I'm outside of it. So yeah, I got this off Etsy by Merkaba. It's kind of hard to pronounce their name, so excuse me for that.
Yeah.
But I would say those are like the top ones that kind of like speak to me here.
Mm-hmm. And what about the tarot? Like, do you have do any of the suits or court cards or anything like that speak to you?
Like from the original Rider-Waite or so like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say the Chariot.
Ooh.
For some reason, every time I get that card, like I get it's not excited, but I get like, I don't know, like it's like a deep meaning, like it actually means something, or you're going somewhere. Like you're going somewhere in life, or like you're grounded, you're firm and stuff like that, like you're level-headed or something. Like the Chariot really speaks to me.
I love that. For me, I think it's well, the major arcana for me would be the Magician as well as the Emperor. So obviously I call myself the Tarot Magician because I love the Magician. I love the Magician because he practices magic, right? And hello, that's what I do too. But two, I feel like the Magician is just so confident that he can use anything to get whatever the heck he needs in that point in time. You know? So I try to remind myself. Yeah, I try to remind myself, like, Renee, you already have everything you need. Stop it. Like, you know? But yeah, that's who I identify. And then, like, of course, like going into the minors, especially the wands, the suit of wands. You're a Sagittarius, so I'm sure you identify with the wands.
I'm a Libra sun with a Sagittarius rising. Libra moon too, so double Libra, double air.
Yeah. Ooh, my daughter's a Libra.
Yeah. Aww.
She's very smart too. So with you have Libra in your chart, do you like to read books or do you just like to
Actually, I'm reading one now. Like I was reading it and I took a break and now I'm back reading it.
Which book is that, if you don't mind?
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a Wikipedia modern day white witches guide here.
Ooh.
By Sean Robbins and Leanna Greenway.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm pretty much reading right now.
I wish I had Libra in my chart. Maybe then I would read more books. I don't know.
I wish I had like at least like, I don't know, water in my chart somewhere. I don't have no water.
I don't think I have any water in my chart either. If anything, maybe one placement, if anything. I can't remember, but from what I think, I don't think I have any water in my chart either, which it makes funny because that's where my empathic skills kind of like balance it out, you know? Do you feel like what?
Huh?
Well, sorry. I
talked too fast.
I was gonna say, do you feel like you're an empath as well? Like, is that part of your journey?
Most definitely. Yeah. I was very, very sensitive as a child. To the point everybody just looking at me like it's not that serious. But it was so sensitive. I felt everything on a deep level.
No, I was the same way. Trust me. That's why I like to ask that question too, because I feel like for the most part, everyone who gets into tarot or gets into like any type of like psychic energy definitely has somewhat of like empathic abilities.
Right.
At least that's what my theory is. Do you have any stories in regards to that?
Could you repeat that? Because I kind of dazed out. So,
do you have any stories in regards to like your empath abilities or anything along those lines?
I would say one, like it wasn't weird, but it was a long time I was in church and like I just felt like the energies and everything around it, and I just cried for no reason. I didn't know what was going on, what was nobody's story, nothing, but I just cried. And the woman just came up to me trying to comfort me. And I'm like, no, it's okay.
Oh, you're like, don't touch me.
Yeah, I was like, no.
That's another thing too. I feel like empaths don't like to be touched because I know I don't like to be touched. Like, even like with me and my husband, we don't do the whole like PDA thing, like in public. Like, we have that in our own private time.
It's certain times, like when I just want to like deal with something by myself, I'm like, nope.
Right? Yes. And I'm just like, nope, don't touch me. Nope, don't touch me.
For real. I did my brother like that once. I felt bad about it, like afterwards.
But the one thing I do like though is I do like giving hugs to people, but only if I know it's genuine. If it's not genuine, then I'm like, I don't want hugs from you anymore. Like, you know?
It can't be unexpected.
Yes, exactly. I guess everybody's talking about what their sun sign is because everyone's like, oh, Pisces, oh, Scorpio.
This Scorpio loves to hug. Aw.
Yeah. Atilia, as an empath, I don't like being touched at all. When someone touches me, I don't like the
yes. Like I question some stuff, like especially if it's an unexpected hug. Like, wait, what?
Like, where did that come from?
Really?
Oh, so let's talk about, you know what? Let's talk about something different. Do you have any like favorite movies or TV shows that you like to tend to watch, especially if it's like supernatural or anything like that? Because I know me, since I work.
Well, you just said one, like Supernatural. I used to watch that one. Vampire Diaries. I know it's not really like, but it's kind of Vampire Diaries.
Vampire Diaries.
That's my favorite of all time.
Yes.
The thing is, I think I didn't finish like the last 2 seasons, so I'm gonna have to go back.
Definitely go back. I know it's hard because the main character isn't in it, and I know that's what put me off the entire time, but I held through and I was like, I'm gonna continue watching this.
Did you used to have a crush on Damon?
I was Stefan girl.
I was a Stefan girl too.
You see,
that's I usually like, okay, everybody's pretty much a Damon girl.
No, I was Stefan too. Stefan from day one. I actually didn't start to like Damon till like the end of the series.
Hey, I mean, he was a cool guy, but
yeah, he's a cool guy and everything. But for me, it was Stefan. Also, Tyler. I love Tyler. He was one of my favorites.
Tyler was another one too. He was second from Stefan. Boyfriend number 2. No, I'm just kidding. But
But any other like TV shows or movies that you like also besides those 2?
Well, as far as like the movies, anything funny or like scary. Yeah. Funny first, comedy. I usually tend to right now just go back to the movies that I already seen, because nowadays movies they yeah. So I was like funny stuff like Good Burger, Fat Albert, Friday, of course, Tales from the Hood, like anything just like funny, like comical, but maybe even scary at the same time. Like I like those type of mixtures.
Me too. That's the only type of like scary movie I'll watch if it has some comedy in it, you know? Mm-hmm. Regina asked, if you were a character from the Vampire Diaries or Supernatural, which character would you be? You go first, because I already have my answer.
No, I'm gonna have to try to remember everybody.
Mm-hmm. There's so many characters.
I would be. Was it Kat? I'm trying to get the names right.
Catherine.
That's what I'll be.
I would be Elena.
You'll be Elena. Okay.
Do I not?
I thought about it. I was about to say. I was like, I wouldn't be Caroline. Sorry, Caroline.
Oh no, she's too much. She's. I love her, but she's too much. Or Bonnie.
Yeah, I will not be Caroline.
For me, it'd be either Elena or Bonnie. I think so.
Bonnie. I think that's what I meant to say. Bonnie.
She's the witch.
Yeah, Bonnie.
Yeah. Yeah, Catherine is the doppelganger to Elena.
Oh, okay. So I got like the
Can't complain.
That's how long I haven't been watching it. Like,
yeah. Mizzweets says she likes the X-Files.
I like Catherine better than Elena.
Yeah.
But hey, if I had to be, I had to work whatever I got. If I had to be anybody.
I know, right? For sure. Mm-hmm. Oh, Scott says meet Klaus. I love him too.
Oh, you'll be Klaus? Okay.
Yeah, Klaus.
That's for you.
I feel like he had a very good character develop from when we first saw him to like the end of the originals. I think his character developed, even though he had a lot of the same characteristics, like he changed drastically towards the end, you know? I think that's what I like about him.
I'm sorry, he got on my nerves sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
He did. He got on my nerves, especially for like when he first came out, for sure. But like I said, towards the end of the original series, like his series, I think that when I started to like him. I'm just like, oh my gosh. But
that's how you know it's some good acting, when they can make you like, you know, be like,
exactly, when they can make you see like different points or different aspects of them, like within that character, that's when I think they're a good actor too, for sure. All right, so going back, I really want to hear more about like any stories you have in regards to anything being ghost stories. Do you have any more?
So I got another astro. It was a short travel.
Okay, tell me more.
Starting from the bed again.
Yeah, always.
So I shoot not up to the ceiling, but sideways through the wall outside. And like the houses looked like my neighborhood, but I could tell it wasn't my neighborhood. Like it was a little different. And like I'm just looking around, like, because at first I'm like, where am I? And the thing is, I was consciously knowing that I was astro traveling, like I knew it. And so what I tried to do is do something on purpose to see if I could take it back with me here. So what I did was like dug in the dirt to see if my nails would be dirty when I came back.
Right.
And when I came back, they looked dirty, but they looked different. So it weirded me out.
I've never tried that before. Maybe I should try that.
Yeah, like when you consciously like know your astral traveling projection, try to do something to take it back.
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to do the same thing along those lines too. But yeah, I've never thought to do that before. That's a good idea. Really.
So y'all won't get me. I'm trying to figure this thing out though.
Have you ever like astral projected like during your waking state, like while you're awake, or is it just like when you feel like you're about to go to sleep?
It's pretty much like when I'm about to go to sleep, not really much when like I'm awake. Because I had one where I was just in my room, and I went downstairs, and it was like my feet lifted up like I was about to start flying, but I was scared, so I wouldn't let it. Like I kept on trying to like get the gravity and put my feet on the ground, and my body kept trying to fly up.
Yeah.
I was like,
That is awesome. So like during your astral travels, like have you seen things like spirits that maybe were a little kind of like, I'm gonna stay away from you, like, you know?
No, I had like dreams. I don't know, they like lucid dreams where I seen things, and I'm like, I don't know. It looked like a human slash animal. It had some weird ears. It was just a head though, and it was alive. I'm like, oh heck no.
Oh my goodness.
It was actually more scared of me than I was of it.
I think so because like I remember this one time I astral traveled and there were spirits that looked more afraid of me because they were kind of like, what are you doing here? Like, you know,
right.
Like they don't expect it.
Oh,
so
my bad.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. It happened.
Right.
Okay?
I don't know how I got here. I'm just here.
So, okay. And speaking of, because I want to get more in depth with that too. So when you astral travel, like to certain things or to certain places, do you feel like either one, you've been there before, maybe like in a past life, or two, you felt like there's a purpose or a reason why you felt connected to that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. The only one I would say is when I shot up to the stars, because like long ago I felt like I lived up there in the stars, or like, you know.
Right.
So that one I would say I was pretty much connected to. It was like I felt like I went home really quick and then came back.
Right. Because for me, when I there's a specific place where I tend to astral travel to a lot, and I've noticed it. It's actually a mall. It's a mall. And I'm like, okay, like I wonder if this was from like a past life that I was very connected to that place for some reason. So I just go back to it because it looks like a real like a mall, like you would see like, you know, on Earth, you know? So for me, sometimes I'm like, and I always go to the same stores, the same little places that kind of like drew me there in the first place, I guess. And so every time I wake up, it feels like I visited somewhere that I've been before Or you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So do you
Yeah,
just like be shopping around and stuff like that? Does it feel like deja vu or actually like?
yeah, it definitely feels like a form of deja vu because, like I said, I know every inch of this mall. Like, I know where to go. I know like where the store is.
Wow,
I know like what I
that's
like,
crazy.
what I don't like. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even since the first time I dreamt of that, or even since the first time I traveled to it, like it just feels like familiar, you know?
Mm.
It's just crazy. So that's why I wanted to ask you if like you've ever had that type of
Yeah,
like
the only one I felt because I felt like I was at home when I showed up to the stars there, like I was at peace when I went up there.
yeah, I love that.
I was like,
So
"Can I go back real quick?" I was trying like to go back, but I guess it got to happen naturally.
that's another thing I was about to ask you too. Like, do you feel like you kind of like did it on purpose or just kind of randomly happened? I was literally about to ask you.
I think they was calling me, and I tried my best to get up there. Like for the most part, it happened naturally. Like I can't really force it, which I don't like because I want to be able to force it
Yeah,
and
I
just
feel
do it. But
because I've tried like those sleep meditation things before, and I feel like they kind of help, but not in a similar
yeah, it
form.
don't necessarily work for me. Maybe I had to try again, but it usually
Yeah,
just happens on its own.
on it, yeah, on its own. I feel like that
Mm-hmm.
too. Especially because, like I said, sometimes when you don't think about it, that's when you're most open to it. So it kind of just like happens to it. And when you're trying to force it, your body like tends to like either freak yourself out or your mindset tends to be like, what are you doing? Like, you know, at least that's been my experience with that. So
Right.
do you have any like advice for people who like maybe have had astral travel before, or like what would you say to someone asking you about, you know, that certain topic?
About astral traveling or projection.
Yeah, either or.
I would say, like first, like not to have any fear,
Mhm.
because that would be a definitely good one to allow you to do it, or even if you are doing it but you're having fear doing it, you could probably like quickly like get out of it, or probably go somewhere you don't want to go or something like that. So I would say definitely let go
Yeah.
of fear. I would also say just like analyze and observe as well,
Mhm.
more so for like maybe like the memory of it,
Yeah.
um, so that you can remember it,
Mhm. For
and
sure.
just feel more connected, I would say.
Yeah, that's so good too. Yeah, I've definitely been to places too where I get there and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, you know, I just have that energy where I'm just like, what, why the heck did I come here?
It's
And
like
then I that what?
no, go
What?
ahead. No, I
Oh
was gonna
no.
say it's like eventually you're gonna go back into your body. Like I would say not to try to like
Yeah,
force to like go back into your body because you'll get there. You'll end up back in your body.
exactly. Yeah, that's what I feel too. So when I got to this specific place, it felt like it was like way back when, before there were like big buildings or like anything along those lines, where people were mostly like outside, like in villages for the most part.
Hmm.
When I got there, I was just like, I had this feeling like I'm not supposed to be here. What am I doing here? So I tried to like hide myself like the entire time I was there, like trying to run away.
Oh,
Oh, but yeah, that's crazy. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to more experiences though.
me too, for sure. My husband, he astral travels almost every night, so he always has like a different story to tell me.
Wow. Have you
Yes,
ever had someone else like astral travel or project to you?
yes, yeah,
I
for
did,
sure.
definitely.
I feel like it happens a lot actually because I tend to have dreams of like other people. And then I'll tell them like a week later, hey, I had a dream about this, this, and this. She's like, and then there'd be like, oh my gosh, I had the same dream, you know? So it's kind of like, okay, so I think it was like actual thing, you know? And
Wow.
there was this one time too where me and my best friend at the time, we were sleeping in a hotel, right? And her dad was with us on the other side of the bed, or on the other bed. And
Hmm.
we were just laying there and we started talking to each other like in our sleep, right? Which never happens to me before. I'm not a sleep talker, right?
Right.
in that moment, apparently I was, because he was just looking at us, right? And he was like, what the heck, you know? And so like we woke up the next morning and he's like, y'all realize y'all were talking to each other in your sleep, right? Like full on conversation. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't sleep talk. He's like, well, you did, you know?
Right. You should have recorded.
Yeah, okay, no, I was like, you should have recorded it. Well, I asked her, I'm like, well, what did you dream about? And she's like, well, I was here, I was this place, I was there. And I was like, I was at the same place, you know?
Wow.
And we just started laughing.
What in the world just happened?
We started laughing so bad. And I was just like, well, I guess we had the same dream and we were just still talking to each other. Like,
yeah, I had someone, I don't know if this you could call astral travel or astral project, whichever one. It was this guy I used to like work with for some time. We were very connected spiritually. I could tell he was like the spiritual. I think he was further like along in his journey than I was, but that's neither here or there. But he definitely knew how to astral travel and project to me. He did it like maybe like I want to say 3 times probably. There was one incident where and it's always when I'm in the bed. Like I was in the bed at my apartment and I'm just sleeping. And I knew it was in a dream when he came in. Like he came in with like another coworker and he like touched my arm and like my body came, like I had an out of body experience when he touched my arm and I touched him back and then he like went away.
he's like,
I was like, what in the world?
oh my goodness.
That was like weird.
Did you tell him anything or no?
No.
I remember now that we talk about people coming to your dreams and stuff, I remember, I think it was either in middle school or like late elementary school, I had dreamt of this guy, right? That was in my class. And I was just kind of like, okay. And I had dreamt about him for like a week straight, right? Which, wow. I mean, is very, oh, I got lipstick on me. It's very like weird to have the same type of dream like that for that many days, right? I dreamt about him for like a week straight, and every day he would just smile at me. Like he would just smile.
He knew.
Yeah, like he knew. And I was just there like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna be like quiet because like we were like friends, but not like, you know, to where we were comfortable with each other, I guess, right? So yeah, he would literally just sit there and smile at me, and I'd just be like, okay, like, you know. And then so like a couple of weeks later, I had a dream again. And have you ever had a point to where you kind of start not really developing feelings for them, but you start to feel some sort of like energy connection, like with that, you know? Has that ever happened to you when you dream about somebody, or like when somebody comes to you in a dream? Because that's what happens.
No, because it usually happens like before I start getting my dreams. Like I was already feeling for this person or feeling connected to this person, and then it started happening shortly after that.
Yeah, so I started to kind of have a little crush on him, but I was like, no, I'm like, that's weird. Like I
had the crush beforehand.
Yeah, I was like, I almost wonder if he was trying to like do that on purpose now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like he knew.
Well, I swear he did, because you know when somebody gives you a smile and there's like a hidden message behind it?
A little smirk.
And so I just told myself, like, no, Renee, like, stop it. Like, you know? I was like, you're too young for a boyfriend.
Oh, man. I had one where he came to, like, where I'm currently residing. It's like, how do you always figure out where I live?
Right? That too.
So he traveled here, and, like, I had the covers over my face this time. I usually don't sleep with covers on, but this time I did. And he, like, snatched them off, and he was, like, playing with me. And then he, like, disappeared before I like really got up.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I love that you brought that up too, because yeah, like I said, going back to that specific time, I'm like, that's probably what it was.
Right. And I asked because my brother was here at the time, and I was like, did you come in my room? Like, and like I said, did you do that? He was like, no, like you must have seen a ghost. I was like, well, I guess I did. Like I knew it was the other guy, but I didn't like necessarily want it to be. So I was like, did you come in my room? Like I was trying to make it make sense.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, Regina is asking, does anyone remember Kai from the Vampire Diaries? Oh, I couldn't stand him.
Wait, is that the one with the darker hair?
He's the one, the serial killer that he was in the Gemini Coven and he killed all his family because he didn't have his own powers. He got on my nerves.
Was the crazy dude that was a twin and killed.
Yeah, that was. Yes, exactly. I can't stand him.
But I was gonna say go back to tarot because I talked about one of my cards being a favorite, being a chariot, but I forgot about the Queen of Swords.
Oh yes,
forgot about her. I mean, I am a Libra, so I definitely connect with that.
That makes sense. I do connect with swords energy. I think the swords I really like. I mean, I think I like for the most part all their meanings because they have a more like I don't want to say deeper meaning, but I feel like they definitely have more in-depth meanings than a lot of the other suits. Like I don't want to say easy, right?
Yeah, because I look at the King of Swords way different than I look at like the King of Pentacles, King of Cups, and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. I feel like they have more deep-rooted like meanings and energy just behind them in general. Also, I'm a Gemini moon, so it could be that too.
True. Yeah, I noticed like trying to figure out the zodiac signs and stuff. Sometimes the moon sign shows up more than a sun sign. Like I figured that out. Like
yeah,
so that was a little interesting.
Yeah, like when I found out I was a Gemini moon, I was like, Lord help me. Like.
So you're Aries sun, Gemini moon, and then like the rising is
Taurus. That's what grounds.
Oh, okay. Ooh, feisty.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, sometimes I tell myself like, I know they're all kind of like feisty energy, but if it wasn't for my Taurus, Lord, it'd be even more worse.
I was about to say, please don't tell me you have an air sign rising. Nothing wrong with air sign rising, but like if you were to put like your Aries sun, like Gemini moon, and then have like another air.
Right? I'd be all over the place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Kai was trapped in another reality, but he got out both times, I think. Because they trapped him twice, if I remember correctly.
Oh, thank you, Mizzweets.
Yes, thank you. Let's see if I missed anything else. Gemini. Regina is a Gemini moon too. Nice.
Gemini moon too. Okay, yeah, I see y'all.
Yes. If y'all have any last minute questions, let us know. We got about 8 minutes. That went by. I swear, every time this hour always goes by so fast, right?
Right, and it'll be so much more to talk about.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, like that I haven't like brought up?
I think we pretty much covered everything I could think of.
Right? I feel like we flew by it pretty quickly. What's your favorite drink? Mine's obviously Dr.
Pepper. I like juices, like orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice, pineapple juice.
Ooh.
I would say pineapple and orange juice, definitely.
Yeah, I like apple juice and the orange juice. Have you ever gotten ones that are like different flavors? Like they have like pineapple, strawberry, mango, kind of like all mixed in one. I love those. Those are
Yes, I mixed it up all one time. It was, oh my gosh, so delicious.
Yes, indeed.
I might have to have some after this.
I know. I think I may have drank.
But when I was drinking pop, it was root beer.
Ooh, that's one of my sister's favorite.
Yeah.
I like root beer, but it's not something like that I would pick, especially if there's Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper's good too, though, but
I think my second one, my second favorite would probably be Coke. I like Coke. Delicious.
I would say probably like Sprite with lime in it.
My husband loves the Sprite Zero. I think it is. Yeah.
Sprite with lemon, or like Fanta Orange with lemon. Fanta Orange with lemon is really good.
I like Fanta Strawberry. That's delicious. Do you have any favorite foods? I'm a food eater.
I love seafood, especially fish. Like catfish is my fave.
Ooh, very nice. Seafood, I like crab legs.
Mm-hmm.
Crab legs, and I also love the New Orleans shrimp. Have you tried that? So good.
Nah.
So good.
I used to didn't really care for shrimp, so I just kind of like got used to it.
Yeah, I didn't really care for it in the beginning either, but the more I tried other stuff, is when I started to like it.
Yeah. So do you easily open up the crab legs, or do you have to like use something to open it up?
Oh, I gotta fight them. Yeah, I gotta fight them.
Gotta fight them.
I used the
Whole wrestling match.
the the tool that it normally comes with. It normally comes with. I just don't know what it's called. Yeah, I fight them very, very much so.
I just use my hands and try to like get it the best way I can. Might bite it a little bit just to,
I also don't have any like arm muscle either, so I don't know if that comes into play.
Nah. Or like I don't really use scissors really. I just try to get in there.
Yeah. For sure. Well, all right, guys. I think I pretty much asked everything that I needed to. Do you have any closing statements you would like to say? Anything about your channel more and a little bit about that? Let us know.
I would say first off, I'm really enjoyed my time here. Again, I initially already felt like connected to you.
Yes,
it was very interesting, went by fast, wasn't awkward. I love everybody in the chat that stayed, because, when it comes to certain things, they're like, I'm out of here. Because you guys pretty much, stayed. As far as my tarot channel, I do want to like move it into different things and like start on the healing journey, but I'm always do tarot. Like I would never think of quitting tarot. I got too many decks and stuff for that. Anywho, but yeah, that's pretty much. If you have any other questions about it, let me know or ask me. Definitely.
I think I'm good. I asked pretty much everything. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to come on with me. I appreciate. Yeah, I definitely felt a connection to you too. That's pretty much why I ask anybody to come on and like do an interview with me, because I already feel like initial connection.
Right.
And I always, it's gonna go well,
And I think you're pretty much like maybe like just a few of the only people who's like doing this. So that's something else I notice and appreciate as well.
Yeah.
Especially with the tarot land or tarot community, what you want to call it.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I love getting to know people, and that's why I like to do these too. I try to mention that all the time, but for sure, we can definitely plan something for the future where we read together or something along those lines.
Yeah.
For sure. All right, guys. Well,
bye, guys.
I do have the link to her channel in the description below if you want to go subscribe if you haven't already. Very much appreciated. She is an amazing reader, and she has such a calming energy to her, which I love. And thank you guys for joining. Thank you for all your questions. And I guess we'll see you guys next time, all right? Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Yes, and please stay safe. Bye.
Bye.